Good to see you again. 3 years since I last.
Is it 3 years? Yeah?
3 years,
Wow.
yeah. Since I last spoke to you. How are you feeling? You're playing every single week. Are you having to prepare differently, recover differently?
Not really. I think my preparation and like pre-match, post-match, I think is still consistent and still the same. And I think it shows in the amount of games I can still play. So I just have to keep doing that, keep going, and that's the responsibility I feel towards the team, towards the club, and try to perform as best as I can. But I feel fine.
Since I last spoke to you, I think there's definitely been a shift in the Premier League of style of play. Do you feel that as well in the last couple of years? The physicality, the long free kicks, the sort of being put in the box, long throws.
Well, the long throws has definitely been a trend, especially this season. I think last season maybe certain teams, but this season especially.
Yeah.
I think because the game now is so micro dose, or how you want to call it, that everything's getting highlighted, everything is like so much in focus. It gets spoken about a lot more. I think back in your time, back in the days, it
It's
was.
not that long ago.
No, I know it isn't. But it was already very direct, physical. A lot of set pieces as well, long balls and headers. So I don't know if it's really that big of a change, but what is definitely a change this season is the long throw-ins, and obviously nowadays everyone has set piece coaches, and so there's just a little bit more focus on it. But I won't say in the game there's big differences in my opinion. But yeah, who am I?
Yeah. Well, you're playing it. Do you like the long throws? Are you a fan of it, or do you think?
Like attacking or defending?
Yeah, both. I mean, in terms of are they difficult
to deal with? Obviously, yeah, definitely creates chaos. But if you defend the long throw-in, you need everyone to be taking a responsibility in order to try and clear it. And there's an opportunity, obviously, on the counter then as well. Offensively, I think it definitely can be a weapon if you have the right thrower. If you look at Brentford, for example, when we played them. I think their right back had a throw and he can throw from one side to the other almost, and that could definitely be a weapon. But I prefer to score goals in football. But listen, you can score goals in any way as long as you score goals. So yeah.
You mentioned about clearing it there. You're number one in the Premier League this season for clearing the ball out of your box, both aerially and on the ground. Ordinarily, you're about number 11 in the Premier League. Is it a positive and a negative, really, that you are number one in the Premier League right now? You've made more clearances as of now than you have done in any season for Liverpool so far in the full season.
Yeah, I totally understand what you mean. I think if you look at all of our games so far this season, we have been having very good games, very poor games as a team. We have been good defensively as a team, not good defensively in terms of being sometimes too open, sometimes too exposed. So you have to obviously deal with what comes your way. That's a matter of fact. And when you have to defend and you have to clear it, you have to do that. Yeah. But it says a lot at the moment that we are in a transition, trying to find the right balance in order to defend well as a team. And we're getting there. It's a process because it just takes time, like it's absolutely normal. But yeah, obviously everyone wants, and including us, we want results every 3-4 days now, and that's something we try to achieve.
You're massively experienced, you've seen everything in the game and you've won everything in the game. What has changed? That's when I've watched Liverpool this season, there are times at the end of a game where maybe you've not got a result and I've thought, what is it that I'm looking at that's quite different? Because some of the things are the same when you watch the players maybe, and the midfield's quite similar, you and Kanate at the back is quite similar. What has changed this season? Why are you more open? Why are you more exposed?
It's you can't put it on one particular point. I think.
Give us all of them.
Yeah, well, I wish, but it's the transition, it's the intensity, it's the decision making, it's obviously sometimes luck that doesn't, because that's part of the game regardless, like we all know. Either go your way or the other way. And I think the 5 games of the season, we have been on the right side, and then been games after that we not been on the right side. And it's a sort of a process that we have to get through. And personally, as players, but as a team as well. The demands of the game, like I said already, the intensity.
You said that twice now. What do you mean? Do you mean not being able to live with the intensity of other teams?
It's obviously like playing 3-4 days, every 3-4 days, Champions League football, traveling, obviously physical demands, but also the mental side of it.
But you're used to that. You've won.
Obviously, like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a game obviously of 11 players on the pitch, but in total like 14, 15 that has to try and win the game. So everyone is dealing with certain things in a certain way. I'm trying to help each and every one of them, us as a team, because I want the best for the club, I want the best for the players, and it's a process that we have to get through, and it's how inconsistent it has been, and it's tough to take. For me personally, it hurts me as well, being on the losing side that I've not been on many times in my Liverpool career, being on the consistent side over all those years, and now obviously being in a position where we are going up and down, having good games, and then dropping down with the level that we are. But that's something we have to take on board and improve and do that together.
Is it fair to say what you're referring to is that the players that have come into the club are getting used to the demands of Liverpool Football Club?
Well, that's definitely a part. But also, I think for the players that have been here, dealing with being the champions is also a big part of.
You think that's an issue? The idea
it's not an issue, but it's something that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of fact. So, the pressure that comes with it. But it's just one of the things that you have to deal with, and it's not as easy as everyone would think it is. So, and I said it before. I think I said it last year in multiple interviews. I think it's very difficult to retain a title, regardless. And we couldn't do it the last time we became champions, and unfortunately we can't do it this year.
You're the constant, along with Alisson, in terms of world-class players dominated your positions now for a number of years. But is it fair to say that having the defence change around you, obviously Andy Robertson's in and out, he was a constant for so many years. You've got obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold that's left. I know you've had different partners at times this season. Is that a factor that I always felt that you were doing 2 or 3 people's jobs in the team at times? I think everyone thought that you do more than your own job. Is that getting more difficult for you?
I think if you look at the teams that are becoming champions or successful, I think they have a very consistent lineup. They have a very well-balanced team, and we're looking for that. And like I said, it's a process. I've mentioned it a couple of times already, and that's been the case as well. We're trying to build on good things, build on the right things that we are doing, but you need also a bit of luck in not getting injuries. Unfortunately, we have some very long-term injuries as well, and it's never easy, but it's not easy for everyone out there. Everyone wants to perform. Everyone wants to do well for the club, and when that doesn't happen, to deal with the repercussions of it, that's definitely not easy at times. But I am very aware, and everyone should be very aware that we are very privileged to be able to go out there every 3-4 days and show ourselves for this beautiful club.
Does the noise bug you? Because Liverpool, it's constant. It's constant.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's always going to be. That's from day one since I walked in the club. Yeah. So that's not the issue.
I said you weren't worth 75 million quid. To be fair,
but the thing is, that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it over the last. I had a good interview, in my opinion, with Paul Joyce from the Times, and we spoke about obviously the role that media has at this day and age.
Do you like it? Do you accept it?
So for me personally, I can deal with it, but I'm a bit worried for the next generation.
You don't think they will be able to deal with it?
Well, it's not as easy as everyone thinks.
No.
Like,
talk to us specifically about that. You're talking about the constant noise, social media, podcasts, punditry, everything.
I feel the like I can say whatever I want in this case, but I feel like.
Please do.
Yeah, I understand, but I feel like the ex top players have a responsibility to the new generation, in my opinion. So, criticism is absolutely, normal and part of the game, and I think it should stay there. But sometimes criticism go into also being clickbait, saying things to provoke things and then without thinking about the repercussions for a mental side of players, and especially the younger generation who are obviously constantly on social media. And you can say, oh yeah, you shouldn't be on social media. That's what I've mentioned loads of times.
Do you say that to the youngsters?
Yeah, 100%. Like, especially, like there is always this thing of like, when you play a good game, you wanna younger players checking, all the positive praises and stuff. And when you have a lesser good game and you're getting bullied all over social media, or you're getting bad criticism, it can really affect you. And I see that with certain players in the past and obviously currently as well, because it's just not easy. We can all say like, listen, you should just deal with it. But I think it's gonna get worse and worse, because the platforms nowadays, the how it goes, the clickbait, the headlines, everyone is just on it constantly. And I feel like, and I started with it, I feel like especially the ex-pros, top players been through everything as well, on the absolute highest level, I think they have this responsibility of protecting a little bit of that side as well, even if they're part of a bigger company or bigger audience. But like I said, criticism, it's part of the game, and that should stay there. That's absolutely normal, especially also from ex-pros that've been there, that have been in that particular situation, have dealt with it or deal with it, maybe in a different way, but a better outcome. Or I think that's something maybe to look at.
I mean, you're 34 now, and you've got plenty of years left in you. But are you starting to think about post-football career? Do you think you'd look at going on television?
No.
Or never.
Well, never say never.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I have that platform and I have that reach of saying or, doing the right thing. But I don't see myself being a pundit, to be absolutely honest with you. I definitely like to inspire the next generation. I love watching the academy guys.
So is that coaching? You talk about coaching?
No, also no.
No?
No, I don't think I see myself being a coach, because I feel like you're stepping from one world in terms of being under pressure constantly, and not that I don't like it, because it's part of what I want it to be, to then quitting for a little bit and then go back in it, and then also have no control really of what's going to happen on the pitch. So it's like, I don't want to.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I really like the fact of like inspiring the next generation. So like I said, I'm quite a lot at the academy, because I feel like those are the guys that eventually gonna bring Liverpool, or keep Liverpool up there. I have my own obviously youth tournament that I wanna make sure that that's the biggest under 13s tournament in the world. So something with that, and it just makes me sort of. I know what it brings to those youngsters, and I really like that. And well, let's see. Time is plenty of time. So. Yeah.
You said about coaching there. Do you think the criticism of Arne Slot this season has gone too far? Some people questioning whether, his job's under threat. He's won a league in the first season, a Premier League title in his first season, but he is getting quite a lot of heat right now.
I said it last week, I think, and I said it just here as well. Criticism for the season we are having is well deserved, because of the way we have been playing at times, the way we have been losing games on the bounce. That's just not the standard we set, especially last year. But you have criticism and you have disrespect, and I feel like.
You think it's going to disrespect?
Well, it depends on what you feel, because I've got the question asked last week as well about, do I think the disrespect is well deserved? And I feel like I don't know, because I don't read it at all times. But obviously,
do
like,
you think
I get the questions asked as well about, you know, the criticism, and
Yeah.
we're in a process of things, and I feel like it just takes time. And I don't think Liverpool, from what I know Liverpool of, is a club of, you know, making rash decisions,
Yeah.
you know, and trusting the process. But I know how the world works, and I know the pressure that managers are on, and obviously held responsible and accountable as well for the results that we are getting. So I still feel that it's a process. I still feel like he deserves, in my eyes, that you know, the respect and the chance to obviously make sure that this process is gonna be ended in a positive way. But yeah, we just have to keep going.
Are you doing the same work this year as you did last year on the training pitch? Has anything changed?
Well, obviously, some of the games and the demands and the way that teams are playing against us obviously makes us adapt a little bit in certain things. But most of the time, we're trying to do the same or better in possession, how an opponent is pressing. But at times, we have not been able to do that for 90 plus minutes, and that's been a very big issue at times, especially the first part of the season, where we have just not been good enough for over those 90 minutes.
And then finally, Manchester City on Sunday. You've played in some of the great encounters against Manchester City. What's at stake on Sunday, and how do you deal with Erling Haaland?
Yeah,
it's a major battle.
He is an amazing striker, and obviously I've played against Erling for so many years now, and he's a modern day striker, like we all know. He's strong, fast, obviously a goal scorer, a born goal scorer, and it will be tough. But the thing is, I think the game over there was very tough. Obviously, it could be a totally different game if we take it back. But in the end, the second half, you know, we lost, well deserved there. And but Sunday is another opportunity, a game that's always been difficult, been a very good atmosphere. And I think it's something to look forward to, and I'm really, will be good to be there again with each other.
Is Champions League football a must?
100%, because I want to play Champions League football, but everyone else wants to play that as well. So we're working very hard to make sure that we do that. But I still feel that this season could still be special. We're in the Champions League, we're in the FA Cup still. Obviously a big game against Brighton next week. And the Champions League, we'll see what happens. But I still feel that this season could be special. Even after all the difficulties we had over the summer, during the first part of the season, injuries, I feel like this still can be something special. But we need consistency, we need to work, we need to enjoy it as well, because we are very, very privileged to be able to go out there every time, represent the club, and play good football.
Virgil, great to speak to you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're very
well
welcome.
done. Thank you so much.